In this video, I'm going to show you how I get my first 5 client in 8 step. You know what? I'll call it 5-8 method. 5 client in 8 step. I read all of these books, watch all of these videos, and take all of these courses just for me to get my first 5 client. So today, I'm just going to condense it into 8 simple steps for you. Step 1. Niches. This step is very simple and it shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes. Don't make the mistake that I did and took days to pick my first niche. There's just one misconception about picking niches, is that you should pick one niche and just stick to it. And I believe that there's no such thing, because in your lifespan you spend your time and days starting a business, and that might not work out. And in the end, you might start dozens of businesses already, and you can test thousands and thousands of niche. There's no golden pill or one-fit-all solution to picking niches. But there are some things you should look for when picking niches, and those are: 1. Your niche must have money, ideally in the range of 70 to 100K plus in revenue. Personally, I stick with the higher end and go with 100K plus in revenue. This would just mean that they have the resources and the money to fund you, so you won't get back out on payment. 2nd, your niche must have enough people. So the more people that are in your niche, the better. So you could have a larger audience for you to pitch to. Think of this as like fishing. So the more fish are in a pond, the higher chance that your hook will land in one of their mouth. Think of something like a real estate agent or a landscaping company. There are so much of those companies that if you fail on one, there's thousands of other you can try. So the niche I picked to start with that I think fit all my criteria was construction. But later I decided to switch to business broker because it was a better market at that moment. Once you figure out your niche, the next step is to get a list. And I don't care if it's the neighbor man next door or your grandma. Call them up and ask if they have any connection with the industry that you're looking for. This is typically the best type of leads because they are typically familiar with you in some ways. So you're basically getting warm lead for free and you can sell them your services easier. Most people won't have the connection that you need. So what you can do is you can use online tool to scrape these things. So some tools are Seamless AI, Apollo, LeadRock. Or when I started out, I didn't have any money, so I couldn't invest in any big tools. So I used was Instant Data Scraper, which is a free tool on Chrome extension where you can use to scrape Google Map. And I did this for Business Broker. And now that you got the list, the next step is reaching out. In this step, you can send some sort of message to the business that you're targeting. You can send cold DMs, cold SMS, cold emails, cold call, and the list goes on. I prefer cold SMS because it is reliable, effective, and most importantly, it can be automated. You might wonder, what the hell do I say in these messages? And this is where we move on to step 4, what to say. This is the most important step of them all. This determines whether your lead's interested or not. First, you have to craft your offer, and this is what gonna make or break your message. When crafting the offer, the main goal is to solve their problems. So when they read the message, they should be able to picture the end result that solve their pain point. A lot of people have come to me and asked, how the hell do I find my client pain point? And the simple answer to that is ask. So before I pick my niche, what I did is call the prospect up and interview them. And this is the exact question I use to find their pain point. The question is, what frustration do you have daily being a business broker or whatever your niche is? So once you have the end result and the pain point, here's the framework that I use to craft my offer. The framework is I got end result without doing pain point. Basically, once you have the offer, the rest is easy. So your message should look something like this. Hey, this is Quan. I got business seller, which is end result, without doing cold calls, which is pain point. Would you be open to chat? So your message should always go, introduction, offer, and call to action. Okay, step 5, platform. There are basically 4 platforms I recommend for outreach to get result. SMS, email, LinkedIn, and cold calls. And you can do other platform like Facebook or Instagram or other social media as well. But personally, if you were starting out, I would stick to those 4 first, then you can branch out. Step 6, follow up. This is a step I always teach my client to do. Follow up, and follow up. Because sale is basically just a number game. And the more message you can get in from their face, the better. So either your message needs to be a yes or a no. And if they give you the no reply, you just keep follow up with them until they say something. You might ask, won't that get them mad? And yes, that will get them pissed. But there is a saying that if at the end of the day you haven't made someone mad, then you're not selling right. So after all of the message and all of follow up, you should have a couple calls on your door. And this is where we move on to step 7, which is my favorite step. How to close. So once you're on a call with them, you must not make this call about yourself. This call should all about the client. This might sound weird, but the call is not about your superior skill to develop your service or how good your product is. To get them to close, you must try to connect to their prospect, learn their pain point and their experience with the pain point. Learn everything about them, what make them them, and what make them tick. And once you have learned all of their perspective and all of their experience, what you can do from now is pitch your offer. So this is where learning about them come in handy because you can tailor your offer to the point where it just perfectly fit in their pain point. So for example, if they don't have enough time to like look after a baby because they just gave birth, then guess what your offer is gonna be? Hey, our system is automatic and you can spend more time with your baby and still get the result that you're getting right now. So basically, you kind of tailor your offer based on the pain point that they've given out during the calls. This is going to take a lot of time to learn because it basically means they have to toss away your ego and make the whole sales call about them. Personally, it took me over 2 years to learn this skill and I don't think I have mastered it. But once you learn this skill, you will be able to close so much call so much easier. And lastly, this last step is step 8. Keep them happy. So once you have closed them and developed the product, all you have to do is just keep checking up on them and just making sure that they're happy. This is pretty simple because all it requires you to do is fulfill your end of the promise. That's pretty much it for my 5/8 method. And this is how I got my first 5 client and more from there on. So I hope you find this helpful. And if you want me and my team to get you 5 to 10 appointments a month automatically, you can book a call with me below or check out my free course. Other than that, later.